Without TikTok, would we see these many people who identify as, LGBT, whatever? I don't know. I saw some stat that said 50% identified as somewhere along the LGBT spectrum. Dudes, for real? Clearly, there's some social contagion going on with this. So I somehow managed to not see anybody making TikTok dances over in Disney World, but there's this one TikTok dance. It's like captivating to me. I don't understand. Hang on, let me Google it for you. It's this Disneyland TikTok Thor. I don't know if that's actually the hang on. Long hair guy. This TikTok like freaks me out because it's so captivating. Long hair guy dancing Disney World. That's the guy, but that's not the one I wanted to see. Hang on. Yeah, anyway, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Either way, there's this TikTok of this dude dancing at Disneyland. It's like captivating. I don't understand why it's so captivating. But I didn't see anybody doing that while I was at Disney World. But there definitely were plenty of people, scrolling on their phones, looking at TikTok instead of taking in the sights and sounds over there. And they may not be doing that for very long. Forced TikTok sale could absolutely happen before November election. That's pretty interesting, right? The TikTok risk grow as November election draws nearer. A forced sale of TikTok, the social media app that U.S. intelligence have labeled as a security risk, could happen before the 2024 presidential election. These two House committee chairs appeared on the CBS Face the Nation after the House bill passed last week that would block TikTok from the U.S. app stores if parent company ByteDance, which is linked to the Chinese government, does not divest from it within 165 days. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty crazy that they're actually going to force a divestiture from TikTok. When asked if a forced sale could happen before the elections, this person says it absolutely could happen. And I think all the more reason we have now to tackle this is the closer we get to an election, the risk just gets greater and greater. I think the real risk is disinformation or malinformation, right? Or what do they hate speech and all that crap that they want to label everybody who is not a far left crazy person. I think we're going to see a lot of issues in the very near future with AI, right? Because they can make some really convincing, AI made generated videos at this point. And it's not going to take a genius to figure out, oh, hey, we should have them say some crazy crap and have it do it right before the election so they don't have time to disprove that the fact that he didn't actually say this, right? Either Joe Biden or Donald Trump could be the target of these smear campaigns where they just outright create videos, create hate speech using their image, their likeness, and then it gets spread all over social media. Dude, I could see that happening in a blink of an eye. That scares me more than TikTok does, right? The fact that they could absolutely just make up anything. There's no way. This is a problem. TikTok's critics have long called it a national security threat. They have cited concerns about the Chinese government ability to leverage its power over ByteDance to access sensitive user data, something the company has denied. Every single intelligence community official has testified before the intelligence committee last week, suggested that its current ownership structure, TikTok, is a threat to national security, which is why we're trying to force TikTok to separate from ByteDance and by extension from the Chinese Communist Party. Ooh, interesting, right? Brian says, China is hypnotizing you. Brian says, will China penalize U.S. companies operating in China? And what would that fallout look like? Dude, I think so. But I've heard some crazy conspiracy theories that TikTok is like a psyop, right? Where they're having the youth get indoctrinated and they push these crazy people on TikTok, right? I mean, you've heard of the trans movements, the everything else movements where like it wasn't a thing a few years ago and now it's mainstream, and they made it mainstream because of the TikTok algorithms. And so that really concerns me. It's like, without TikTok, would we see these many people who identify as, LGBT, whatever? I don't know. I saw some stat that said 50% of this particular age group, I forget what it is. It was like high schoolers in California identified as somewhere along the LGBT spectrum. And it's like, dudes, for real? clearly there's some social contagion going on with this. The likelihood at 50% of this demographic falls into that is almost impossible, unless you have something like TikTok's algorithms that are pushing it day in and day out on these impressionable young minds. That scares me. That scares me a lot. And I think that there is some truth to the fact that China's version of TikTok is all engineering, STEM based, math, technology, engineering, all that kind of stuff, which is cool, right? I love watching that kind of stuff on the short videos. But then on our side, you see degeneracy, you see all these different kinds of different lifestyle choices that these people may not have even heard of, yet they're being presented to them right inside of their feed, right on their phone, and the most like connection as possible, right? It's not like a TV that your mom and dad put on when we were kids, right? Where you're watching DuckTales, right? It's these people who are trying to influence how you live your life. You live your lifestyle for the rest of your life, and are trying to get you to take these changes that you may never have wanted to in the first place. And these algorithms continue to push that. If they didn't push that, we wouldn't be knowing all about this. Ryan says, we stopped having people read and now they just follow. Oof, well said. So I don't know if all of that part, all of the social contagion part is really something the Chinese government's putting on. I could see it. This video is probably going to get flagged because of it. I don't know. But I could totally see that being a thing. So if they do sell off TikTok, does that actually change anything? Right? If they do sell it to whomever, right? I remember when Trump was in office, he was trying to sell it to Microsoft or something. I don't know the details about that, but let's say that Microsoft did take ownership of TikTok. Do they change the algorithms? Do they have control of that? Or does it just continue to go on? I don't actually know what the difference is going to make. But the sale seems like it might happen before the election. And at this point, I don't think that TikTok is going to be able to stop this, especially when we had this happen 4 years ago. We're having it happen again today. I don't think there's any way that they're going to be able to stop this. And if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, please. But if they do make a sale of TikTok, that could absolutely hurt it. And people might flood over to Snap, right? Remember Snapchat? Remember that old thing? We actually got a sell signal on Snapchat on March 15th. So just last week, we got a sell signal for Snapchat. And I mean, I could absolutely see the youths heading back over to Snapchat if the TikToks went away, right? And OVTLYR actually has a 40.04% return for Snapchat, or buy and hold is 25.87. So Snapchat absolutely looks promising whenever you're following these outlier signals. Like I said, we got a sell signal just last week. So if you want to get your hands on these signals like this, be sure to head to outlierdeal.com while you can. Just a couple of weeks left of this lifetime deal that will never, ever happen again. Basically 99% off these signals. So head on over there right now. Breaking: U.S. House officially passes bill that would force TikTok sale or face a ban. Imagine if they released the Epstein client list just as fast as they voted for this bill. Okay, that was pretty funny. Let's go on here. First TikTok, then X. Ban TikTok legislation, ability to ban everything. Congress. I don't know. That's not such a crazy idea, right? Just a Trojan horse right there. Basically, government, we should be able to determine what counts as disinformation. Also the government. All these different things. That's pretty funny. They're using TikTok as a veil to their true intentions, manipulating the narrative to push towards their desired agenda. Absolute control. Those who give up liberty for the sake of security deserve neither liberty nor security. Ooh, not exactly what I expected out here. People are saying, don't take away my freedoms, bro. Because if you're taking that away, what else are you going to be taking away? Hey, do me a favor. Up above, there's going to be 2 videos from YouTube. YouTube thinks that you're going to love watching more. So click one of those to watch more, and I'll see you on the next episode. Talk soon.